Now, this dream happened December 25th, but with everything going on in the world, how some people feel about Christianity, all these changes happening around the world in events, and how some people are feeling about their walk with Christ, I felt it was important to put this specific dream out now. I'm walking through a plaza on my way to work. This is just a normal day outside, feeling good. I walk past this plaza every day. So I'm looking at the stores, kind of observing. I come across this small doorway, maybe a bit smaller than the average person. It's just enough to crack open and go right in. I take notice of this doorway. It's glass window top to bottom. So I stop, I look in. Now when I look in, it's all these toys from my childhood. I'm seeing Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Flash, Captain America, and it's wall to wall, just filled with toys. These toys were illuminated. They had a light coming off of them. They were almost like pulsating, like very vibrantly. And they had a chrome type of finish over it, like a gloss, like chrome gloss or something. And I'm just looking at in awe, and it's taking me back to my childhood and how good I felt when I had these toys and everything. Now, one of the things that I know God is sending me a dream or a message is He'll take certain elements from my childhood, whether it's people I like being around, places I like going, or things that I enjoyed. He'll take those and it would be illuminated like it was, or it will have this sort of presence to it, this presence of joy, this presence of peace. That's how I know, okay, this is from Him. This is something I need to pay attention to. I'm looking at these toys in the store. Now, on the other side, there's this huge wall of toys. They're not in the store though, they're outside. Easy access to them. Again, they're everywhere on this wall. They have mostly villains on it, but they have some other just regular toys on it, some superheroes. They're not illuminated though like they were in the store. They looked nothing like what was in the store. They were dull in comparison. They looked just like the toys that would be in the earthly realm, just plain as they are. One of the toys falls off, face down. A man comes by and I could only see his foot step forward and I could see his hand reach out. He reaches out, he grabs it, picks it up, he puts it back on the wall, he cracks open the door, he goes in the store. I look at the toy that he picked up and put back on the wall. For anybody that's familiar with comic books or superhero content, you know the story of Superman where he died and he was resurrected. The toy that he picked up and put back on, it was Superman from that story. However, also with that story, Superman is wearing a black and silver suit. And he also grew his hair out. So I just kind of stood there for a minute and I observed the scene, and it was like the wall with all the toys on the outside of the store got bigger, like it expanded, and it was continuing to expand. So I just stood there and I looked at everything and I kind of just observed and took everything in. I was like, okay, I think I get it. And then I walked off. Now around this time, I was in the book of Acts, I believe, in my personal time with God and my study and absorbing His Word. However, He was referring me back to Matthew a lot. And I had gotten past Matthew. But He kept referring me back to the book of Matthew. This was maybe the second time that He referred me back, and then it continued on after December 25th, where He referred me back a few times. So I soaked it in for a few days and I really meditated on it after I read what I read, and some other things started coming to me. Now, one of the first things that came to me when I woke up from the dream was the narrow and the wide gate, which one leads to heaven and one leads to destruction. That was the first thing that hit me. However, there was other things that started to pop up over the last few days as I meditated more on it. Now, if we go a bit back, we can see more scripture that lines up. So let's go to Matthew 9 through to 12. Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a snake? If you, then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets. So when I read that verse, it directed me to the toys and it just being filled wall to wall in the store. And the thought came to me right away was the gifts of heaven, what the Father has in store for you when you stay on this narrow path, when you stay on this path of obedience, when you stay on the path of putting your faith in the one and only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, where it would take you in your walk. So over the next few days, I meditated on the dream and just what I picked up so far from the word. And I just felt like something was missing, like I wasn't getting something. There was something that got left out. Then it hit me. Matthew 18. At the time, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Who then is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" Jesus called a little child to him and placed the child among them. And he said, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever takes the lowly position of this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me." That's when it hit me. That's when it hit me and it tied this whole thing together. The reason why he used the toys from my childhood that I enjoyed so much was a reminder to me, and now a reminder to y'all, to have childlike faith. That was one of the major things in this whole dream. Have childlike faith. Stay on that straight and narrow path. The gifts of heaven that await you, that are prepared by the Father. It all made sense. So if you're somebody that's walking in the faith and you're battling with, some days you're like, yeah, I feel like God's with me. And some days, man, I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. And, things are really bad right now. But sometimes it seems like it's good. Have that childlike faith. Stay focused. Stay on that straight and narrow. Stay obedient, because that gift that he has for you is right there. Just stay in line. Keep leaning on him. Keep taking it to him. Listen, God, I'm struggling with my faith right now. I'm feeling a type of way. Show me how to have that childlike faith. Show me how to strengthen my faith in you, and he will do it. That's what this dream, or part of this dream, was about.